How to debug vibe code. Vibe coding. That beautiful, fast-paced world where you prompt an AI, like Cursor, Claude Code, or Bolt. Magic happens, a feature appears, and you feel like a wizard. Until the vibes go rancid, the code crashes, and you realize you have absolutely no idea how the code works, because you didn't write it. When your AI-generated app breaks, traditional debugging won't always work because you lack the mental map of the code base. To vibe debug successfully without losing your mind, you have to use the AI to dissect its own creation. Here is the exact playbook to get the good vibes back. 1. Trace the error. Don't guess. When an error pops up in your terminal or browser console, do not just prompt the AI with "it's broken," fix it. This triggers a dangerous loop where the AI guesses, writes spaghetti patches, and breaks 3 other things. Instead, use a structured prompt to isolate the issue. Plain text. Paste the exact error message and stack trace here. Review the codebase and answer. 1. What component or file is triggering this? 2. What state or variable is unexpected? For example, undefined. 3. Do not rewrite any code yet. Just explain why this error is happening. The rule. Force the AI to diagnose the problem before it touches a single line of code. 2. Leverage system prompt boundaries. If your app was working fine and suddenly collapsed after adding a new feature, your AI has likely lost its architectural boundaries. It's starting to duplicate logic or put code in the wrong files. Reset its constraints by feeding it the structural rules. Establish a file blueprint. If you are using an IDE like Cursor or Windsurf, point the AI to your file structure. Say, we are strictly following a modular folder structure. Logic goes in /hooks, UI goes in /components. Do not mix them. Enforce dependencies. Explicitly tell the AI what stack you are using so it doesn't accidentally hallucinate package methods. For example, we are using Next.js 14 app router and Tailwind CSS. Ensure all imports match this ecosystem. 3. The rubber duck interrogation. Since you didn't write the code line by line, you need to quickly build a mental map of what the AI did. Highlight a confusing block of code or an entire file and ask, explain this file to me like I'm a junior developer. Tell me what the data inputs are, how the state changes, and what the expected output is. If the AI's explanation sounds overly convoluted, that's your cue to say, this is too complex. Refactor this file to separate the business logic from the UI components. 4. Run the sandbox loop. If you are using browser-based vibe tools like Lovable, Replit, or Bolt, and a feature isn't working right, the quickest path to debugging is isolation. 1. Revert to the last working state. Git or history rollback. Roll back to the last prompt where the app actually worked. Do not try to build on top of a broken foundation. 2. Isolate the specific feature block, the micro prompt. Instead of asking for a massive feature all at once, ask the AI to build just the data fetching layer or just the UI layout first. 3. Verify and lock it down. Console check. Test that minor piece. Open your browser. Inspector F12. Check the console for warnings and ensure the vibes are clean before prompting the next step. 5. Never accept a blind fix. When the AI says, I have fixed the issue by updating utils.ts, do not just blindly accept it. Always ask it, what exactly was causing the bug, and how does this change fix it? This forces you to stay in the loop, keeps your code base clean, and ensures you actually understand your own application. Prompt template for debugging. Here is a highly restrictive, specialized prompt template engineered specifically for AI editors like Cursor, Windsurf, or Claude. It works by treating the AI like an elite software architect and explicitly forbidding the bad behaviors that create spaghetti code in the first place, such as combining UI and logic or writing massive single-file monoliths. Copy and paste the template below into your AI chat, your cursor.cursor rules file, or your system prompt box. Markdown. You are acting as an elite principal software architect. Your mission is to refactor the provided code snippet/file into a hyper-clean, production-ready, modular architecture. Do not rush to write code. Follow this strict protocol sequentially. Phase 1. Analysis and blueprint. Do not output code yet. 1. Map out the architectural flaws in the current code. For example, tight coupling, side effects, state pollution, mixed responsibilities. 2. Propose a new modular file structure. 3. Stop and explain your architectural plan to me in 3 to 4 bullet points. Wait for me to say, proceed, before writing any code. Phase 2. Refactoring standards. Apply when coding begins. When I authorize you to proceed, you must adhere to these absolute constraints. Single responsibility principle, SRP. One file, one job. Separate data fetching/business logic, completely from visual UI components. No monoliths. If a component exceeds 150 lines, abstract subcomponents or custom hooks out into their own dedicated files. Strict type safety. Use explicit, strongly defined types/interfaces. Never use any. Idempotency and purity. Functions must be deterministic. Isolate side effects cleanly. For example, inside use effects, actions, or services. Defense against regressions. Keep public AP. Is component props and existing feature behavior identical unless explicitly told otherwise? Phase 3, the output. Provide the refactored solution as clear, discrete file blocks. For every new or changed file, include a brief one-sentence header explaining why this file was split out and what its singular responsibility is. How to use this effectively in your workflow. In Cursor/Windsurf Composer, drop this into your chat window alongside the files you want to fix. For example, at app.tsx at hooks.ts. Because Phase 1 forces the AI to stop and wait for a proceed command, it stops the AI from blindly changing 12 files at once and breaking your build. The power of Phase 1. If the AI's structural blueprint sounds confusing, or it tries to introduce random new libraries you don't use, you can correct it before it generates thousands of lines of refactored code. Do you know that any private information you put into a cloud AI is used to train that AI? A private AI running on your own hardware is the best way to keep your private data private. I can help you set up a private AI on almost any PC or server. Contact me for a free consultation. I have published more than 700 blogs on AI in the past 3 years. If you get value from these blogs, please consider joining my Patreon as a member at the $2, $4, or $8 level. https://www.patreon.com/Steve Hovland.